What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a very interesting video where we will take a look at the hearing that is about to start on Monday on Manchester City's 115 charges for breaking financial fair play rules. In this video we will take a look at possible punishments, when the hearing will be concluded, when the verdict will be officially announced, and also what kind of appeal process is there for Manchester City if they are found guilty. The penalties could range from getting a big fine to getting massive points deductions to even getting relegated to non-league football, because the Premier League has absolutely no limit on how far they can punish Manchester City if they are found guilty, and also they could take their titles and trophies away that they have won during this period, because Man City's long-awaited hearing into the 115 alleged charges will begin on Monday. Sky Sports News and many other news outlets are reporting Man City have been charged with breaking financial fair play rules over a 9-year period from 2009 until 2018, and during that period Man City have of course denied all the charges. They have won the Premier League 3 times, and since then they have won it I think 5 or 6 times in 7 years. So that's complete domination since Pep Guardiola took over Manchester City, and the Premier League became a one-team league essentially, even though Arsenal and Liverpool ran Man City close a few times. Man City won the league by 1 point or 2 points, and it is expected that the formal hearing with the independent commission will go on for up to 2 months, with both the Premier League and Man City will make lengthy legal representations outlining their case. So guys, if you enjoy and appreciate these informative videos, where in this video we will look at the damning email evidence that is in possession of the Premier League, that they can charge they can find Man City guilty with the possession of these emails. We will look at the detailed evidence in the second part of this video. So if you appreciate these videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you are new around here. So the independent commission will then go away after these 2 months, so in November, and consider all the evidence before making their decision. The process is expected to take several months because the whole host of charges, the big volume of charges, and the amount of information that needs to be reviewed. So it could be March or even April before an official decision by this independent commission is made public. And what is very important is that this commission is totally independent from all the 20 clubs in the Premier League, and it is picked by a Premier League panel. As soon as they have reached their conclusion, it will be published. And even then, if the commission decide Man City are guilty, which is very likely, some or all of the charges against Man City, the club would likely appeal that decision, which would further delay the imposition of any sanctions or points deductions. So probably Man City will only get relegated from the Premier League after this season or at the end of this season. But imagine if the title race is brewing in April and then Man City are found guilty. It would send shockwaves around English and world football. So if Man City are found guilty, how would an appeal work? And I'm sure that Man City will appeal if they are found guilty, because they will just delay this process over and over and over again, just like they have done since 2018. Because that's when the Premier League investigation started, and now it's going on for 5 or 6 years, and Man City have put every single hurdle and roadblock in the way of this Premier League investigation, trying to delay this process as much as possible. The independent commission will be formed by 3 members who will be selected by Murray Rosen, the chair of the Premier League's judicial panel. The 3-person panel can include any of the 15 members of the judicial panel as well as non-members. So Rosen would appoint an appeal panel made up of newer members. There are currently 6 members of the Premier League appeal panel. An appeal would further delay the imposition of any sanctions or points deductions, and it is hoped on all sides that the matter will finally be concluded in the calendar year of 2025. So even if an appeal is made, hopefully the appeal will be done at the end of or by the end of 2025, which is a long timeline. That's more than 1 year away. And football finance expert Kieran Maguire said that there could be massive ramifications for other Premier League clubs. If you talk to lawyers, they say it will be difficult, or it would be difficult for another club to say they lost the league title or perhaps access to the Champions League and all the rewards that it brings because of the Man City's cheating. There was talk not too long ago about Burnley and Leeds United potentially putting in a claim against Everton with regards to their financial scenario, although that was never crystallized. Everybody is going to be watching this with a huge amount of interest, and once the independent commission makes a judgment, things will move on from there. But if massive clubs like Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, who have financial power and who have massive lawyers, if they sue the Premier League or sue Man City for damages, then that could have further ramifications for Manchester City. So Man City are basically accused of serial cheating in the Premier League across a 9-year period. The case involves an unprecedented catalogue of 115 allegations spread over 14 seasons in total, including multiple charges of subverting the regulations by failing to provide accurate financial information. Man City would risk being forever associated with one of the biggest financial scandals in sport if they are found guilty of the most serious charges. Man City could face a points deduction serious enough to condemn them to relegation, or they could even face expulsion from the Premier League. They could be kicked out of the Premier League and maybe out of the Football League in total as well. Such a fate would cast a long shadow over Man City's achievements, plunge the future of the manager and the squad into uncertainty, and possibly spark claims for compensation from other clubs. It has been suggested that such a stain on the reputation of Man City and the club's owners could even affect Britain's relationship with the United Arab Emirates, who is a key ally and trading partner to the United Kingdom. And the president is the brother of Man City's majority owner, Sheikh Mansour. And this is why dirty politics come in play. And my biggest fear is that the UK politicians will step in and interfere with this hearing, and they will just say to the Premier League, you can't ban Man City from the Premier League because it will damage the contracts and the big trades between the United Arab Emirates and the United Kingdom, and that shouldn't come into play. But you know how politics works. But if Man City are cleared of all charges and they will not be found guilty, or they will not, if Man City don't get a sufficient punishment, then major questions will be asked of the Premier League, because this legal battle will cost both sides tens of millions of pounds. Whatever verdict is reached, and the impact will be profound, and this will dictate the story of the season. So the charges that Man City are facing are to a 14-season period between 2009 onwards, and they comprise of 54 counts of failing to provide accurate financial information, 14 counts on failing to provide accurate details for player payments and manager payments, 7 counts of breaching the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, 5 counts of failing to comply with UEFA regulations, including financial fair play, 55 counts of failing to cooperate with Premier League investigations from 2018 onwards. And I think the last part is absolutely awful, that Man City failed to comply with the Premier League's own investigation on 35 counts. So they tried to hinder and delay this process so many times. That's unbelievable. And Man City revealed at the Court of Arbitration for Sport hearing that as many as 5.5 million documents have been obtained from The Hague that was published in the Der Spiegel newspaper, and the Der Spiegel has written several articles about the emails and how they outline the way Man City breached financial fair play rules by disguising injections of the owner's own money as legitimate sponsorship revenues, conspiring with the sponsors to funnel the owner's money through the sponsors' accounts. So it's possible that there are even more incriminating emails not yet released by Der Spiegel for public consumption. Der Spiegel has released new unseen content in response to judgments and new revelations. The 6 emails that Man City provided as originals during its CAS hearing against UEFA are just the tip of the iceberg when compared with the whole cache of emails. For reference, we will examine just how damaging the entire cache of emails could be to Man City at the Independent Commission, not sure how to pronounce this word, impaneled by the Premier League to adjudicate on the 115 charges. And the Man City's head of finance and the Man City's director at the time both acknowledged the veracity of the leaked emails by their testimonies. So these employers of Man City have acknowledged the emails are legit. CAS decided that Man City had verified the leaked emails brought before CAS by UEFA. Now, some people try to assert that the emails released by Der Spiegel were doctored. There is no accusation of this by Man City before CAS. Such an accusation is unfounded. If you line up the original emails provided by Man City with the leaked version of the emails from Der Spiegel, their contents match perfectly. The time on emails differ by 1 hour. This is because the hacked emails were printed out in a country with a 1 hour time difference to Man City's server. The hacker was Portuguese and they are 1 hour ahead of the UK time zone. Some information is redacted or blacked out, such as full email addresses or names, by Der Spiegel to protect their individual privacy rights. Long email signatures are not always fully included. So, for example, graphics with the Klopp logo. So the emails were not doctored. There is no substantive difference in any of the content. If you want to look for yourself, you can look up the Der Spiegel emails. The big question is, can these emails be used as evidence in the hearing of the Independent Commission? The short version is the emails were deemed admissible. Man City tried to assert during previous proceedings that the leaked emails should not be admissible as evidence because they were obtained by hacking by criminal means. CAS disagreed and admitted that the emails provided by Man City as evidence for the proceeding. CAS used the emails as evidence, and we can safely assume that the Premier League Independent Commission will use the emails as evidence as well, even because the Premier League themselves got these emails in the end from Man City's databases. So they have the original emails, they don't need the leaked emails. And in the end, only 3 emails may have actually been admitted and weighed as evidence at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Imagine how many more emails, like hundreds, if not 1,000 emails, the Premier League has from Man City's database. English law has no such provision that you have to exclude emails that were obtained by, illegal means. Only reliable evidence can be excluded. Only unreliable evidence can be excluded, not evidence obtained in violation of rights or laws. It is highly unlikely that any charges will be time-barred. CAS found certain offences to be time-barred because UEFA itself had an explicit provision within its rules time-barring offences that occurred 5 years before prosecution. The Premier League has no such provision. The Independent Commission will operate under English law, which does have a statute of limitations, but this is highly unlikely to be applied here. The statute of limitations for civil offences prohibits action more than 6 years after the offence occurred, 12 years if it is related to a specialty contract, which may be the case here. However, clock doesn't counting down until such offences could reasonably become known to the Premier League. Given the charges are based entirely on Man City hiding their offences, this would not have been feasible until the emails were leaked. As such, we are well within any applicable time limit. So it seems extremely unlikely that the English law statute of limitations would have any bearing on the charges or affiliated evidence like it was at the Court of Arbitration for Sports. So use the whole email set as evidence, or at least the section linked above. The Premier League's legal team would need Man City to either acknowledge the email's authenticity or reproduce the original copies. This was a key matter of the legal battle between Man City and the Premier League in the English courts of law that Man City eventually lost, but which contributed to significant delays in impaneling the Independent Commission. I think we can safely assume the whole batch of emails will form part of the evidence base at the Independent Commission, and I have seen no plausible reason ever provided to hold such doubt. And there's a resulting difference in scale and value of the body of evidence available is huge. It's stark difference, because mainly 3 emails were used in the Court of Arbitration for Sport case against Man City, and here the Premier League can use the whole set of emails. So I think we can safely assume that Man City will be found guilty. Just the big question is how much their punishment will be and how far Man City will get punished by the Premier League. So let me know what do you think about this case and of all the evidence that I presented to you guys. I don't want to go through all of the emails. You can read the Der Spiegel articles yourselves. But if you want to see the detailed look at the evidence, maybe I will do a separate video on this as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.